guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing today? So, officially, this is my first video for it, but a while back I had told Neva from Manic Mama Musings that I would join in. She has this amazing idea that is the hashtag 100 Nights of Halloween. I'm 99% sure I just got that right. It'll be the description hashtag anyway, so you'll already know what it is. But she had this great idea that starting from 100 days, which already happened starting in July it was, she is doing a big countdown celebration to Halloween, which you know your girl has to take part in. She's doing a different amount of things than I'm doing. She's doing, she's watching a movie every night, I think, nearly every night, if not every night. She's talking about it, reviewing it, inviting everybody to watch along with her. She's working on a project for to be complete, and that's the idea behind this. 100 days to Halloween is also the countdown to her anniversary. Yes, I'm pretty sure I'm right on that too. Clearly I didn't do the research before because it's been a minute. I had stopped keeping up with the videos, this day when it was clear that I wouldn't get to make my first video until now. Now I can go back and catch up with everybody's 100 days of Halloween. But let's face it, the fact that I haven't even been able to stick to my schedule, I have not been able to do a scary movie at night. I'm hoping that just for my 31 days of Halloween, my personal thing that I always do, I'm hoping that I'll be able to watch something spooky every day in Halloween or in October. But with the way everything's been going on between work and family and I'd like to say preparations for my birthday because my birthday is at the end of the month, but that doesn't really play that much of a factor into anything aside from, trying to get the day off, but that doesn't really take up a lot of time. Anyway, I cannot watch right now anyway. I try to, or the days that I can, I'll maybe watch multiple ones, but that part I'm not able to do. I'm obviously doing the countdown, which I plan to put in the beginning of this video. And I did start a project already. And the reason I didn't actually do a video yet is because at the time I was well, it's not going to be notable enough to show anybody because I wasn't seeing the payoff of the progress of it yet, right? Because it is quite a ongoing thing. It's really great because Neva doesn't do pressure, basically. Like she said, it's, you can get it done by Halloween. If you don't, you don't. If you do, you do. Just have fun, basically. And it's a no pressure. You don't have to do multiple updates if you don't want to or need, or if you can't, or whatnot. But I always have something Halloween-y, it seems on the go, but I did start multiple ones. I'm going to show you the progress that I have so far on this blanket. Big surprise, it's a blanket. It's actually, I believe I had listed it in this year's Make 9 when I had done a Make 9 list. So I was happy to get it done. If you're familiar with not Michael's, they sell it at Michael's, the Annie's magazines that have been out for Halloween, it was in one of them. However, I can find all of my other issues except that one, of course. So it's also available to purchase on Ravelry. I ended up doing that, but it is called the Trick or Treat Throw. It's not per se the pattern, but here's the fillet. Do you get the idea with the ghosts and the witch hats and all that? There's a pattern, obviously, to it that I will not show you because it had to be purchased. But There's like a more detailed chart because I'm using one of the charts. Like you can see it has to be broken up, and you can see I've just started marking off my rows. So, and here's a preview. That's how far I've gotten on it. It is by, if I remember, I'll link it. I'll link the Ravelry, but it is found in that magazine. It's Gleefully Crocheting One-Piece Crochet Blankets is what it's titled. And then, like I said, it is the trick or treat throw. Yep. Now, of course, me being me, I only brought in the yarn that I'm working with. The idea is, I think I picked out, see, there's these three colors that I have to show you now, and then I have, so what I won't be showing you today is I have like, I'm using the slime green that I just showed you that I got from Joann's. I'm using a light purple, I think it might be just called lavender, big twist value from Joann's. Were those the only colors that aren't here? I feel like there should have been one more, but I'll show you next time when I have an actual update to the blanket. But I am also using this ice yarn. I'm using it, it's favorite is the type of yarn, and it's 100% acrylic wool. I don't think there's colors on here because on the back, this is like an old purchase that I got from Ice. It's one of my very first videos, I think, and I've been just like holding on to it. So there's no name, but I believe this one was just called Rust or Orange. It's one of the few colors of favorite still left on the website, actually, if you go take a peek at it. So I have that. I have, this one's very floppy, but I have more of these skeins. This is a super old Red Heart. It's called Red Heart Preference, but I had a bunch of these in like, not really a kit, but I had bought it at Goodwill. I think it's just the color white also. Yep, number 1 white. I had bought it at Goodwill, and I decided not to finish making the project that I bought it all with. I bought this, it came with a lot of this and some of the old Red Heart Mexicana colorway, which Mexicana is still a colorway, but this was an old yarn, obviously. And then my trusty Red Heart with Love in gray, in pewter. The name of it is pewter. And I've actually got it in this, David and I went thrifting like last week because I really wanted to go to Goodwill, and I found this little mini basket for like 99 cents, and I think it's like the cutest thing, and it holds my yarn really well for working with this. So yeah, I also have a Red Heart with Love in black. I used it to start the bottom row with because that's what my border will end up being, and the idea is that all the different blocks are worked together, right? So trying not to pull everything apart here. So like here's the colors, and they're all, if you've ever done color work or like tapestry crochet, it's called also, that kind of thing, making graphs, that kind of thing, you carry the yarn sometimes with them, but since it's whole big blocks of color, I'm not doing like bobbins, and I'm doing the whole the whole yarn, because at any given row there should only be 2 to 3 colors. So it should be easy enough. And I mean, the back, like I said, I carried it up, so it's pretty trim, neat and trim back there. But here is the beginning of it. You can see the black at the bottom. This is the T that's going to be for treat. I believe it's treat, or let me see. Yeah, the white says tricks, but it's obviously not done yet. And then this is the Y on its side. That's going to say spooky, I believe, if I remember correctly. But yeah, there's a bunch of different, I think there's a jack-o'-lantern, there's a witch's hat, there's a ghost, there's a tile that says like boo. It's all sorts of just fun, Halloweenish type things. And yeah, like I said, there'll be purple, there'll be green, like a light purple, like almost like this bat color purple added in. And then the slime green, which is almost this witch hat green, if you can, if you want to get an idea, almost this right here, green, and almost this right here, purple. There is black, but the black is only going to be the border. I feel like there's one other color, but I cannot think for the life of me right now what that is. But yeah, that's what I have so far. So for the progress of the blanket, I have this. And what else? I'm basically just working on Halloween-y projects, right? Like I said. And I've been trying to get rid of like all my scraps, one-ofs, that kind of things. So I took a K hook. I should just know by the color, right? But I took a K hook, and I took, this should be familiar to you guys, my bag, my Bon Jovi 2020 bag with the 3 Joanne colors from my movie and Stitch project. I still have to do the last video. I still have to sew the last of the things on that, but that's how much, like, I had nearly full skeins of everything left, because those were the 3 colors that were like a trim around a lot of the granny squares, which you'll see that coming up soon, because I plan to finish that like very soon. But I just decided to make granny squares, which, oh, look at all the ends. I didn't sew these in. I worked on this just at my mother-in-law's while my sister-in-law was here, and we were just sitting there hanging out. But I figured I can always add to the width later, but I didn't want to make it too wide and then have it not long enough, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm just doing 6 round granny squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 round granny squares. In these, like, so it's a slight pattern, stripe pattern. Like, this will be purple. This will be the purple over here for the next one. But yeah, they're just Halloween-y, like this. I always called this like my witchy purple. It's obviously like a pumpkin-y orange. And then this is very, green also. This is like green, like Slimer in the Ghostbusters, right? But yeah, so I'm just doing that. I kind of want to border it with what's left of the Caron Jumbo that I used in the Halloween blanket. I'm trying to see. You might be able to see under the Demogorgon's foot, depending on how well it's going to pick up. It's somewhere up in here, and it's the copper and plum colorway in Caron Jumbo that I can't get my hands on any more of. So what I have is what I have. It's like 3/4 of a skein is left over. So I thought I might do the border in that and black maybe, depending on how things go. But yeah, so I am also working on this project, which is another blanket. And then I did another project. Let me put my pattern away before I forget it in here when I take this out to work on it. I had this, which it looks full. It's super not. The middle part is quite hollow at the moment, but it's this Bernat velvet yarn in the color Blackbird. And it is just, a satiny black, because it's velvet yarn, but it's black velvet. It's not variegated in any way or anything. I have had this forever, almost since I met Damon, for those of you familiar with my bestie who used to live with us and everything else. I've had it forever, because he bought it for me. He thought I might like it. He liked the fact that it was soft, and he didn't realize then that I didn't really use velvet yarn, etc., etc. So I had a skein of it, and I've kept it around just because, Damon gave it to me, so I wanted to keep it. And I don't want to use it for like a blanket and that kind of thing, just because I'm afraid of worming. I don't want it to happen. I don't like it. I don't want it. But did I write it down? I came across a pattern. I don't remember what podcaster was talking about it, but it's called the Easy Crochet Bat, and it comes in 2 parts, part 1 and part 2, and it is by Rose and Lily Crochet, which I hopefully will remember to link down below. But it's by Rose and Lily Crochet. See my awful handwriting, just awful. It's because I had a Sharpie and I was trying not to let it sink through the paper, so I was writing really light. Anyway, you don't care about that. So I made a bat. He's a little derpy, let me just warn you ahead of time, but I like him, and I plan to I have enough here to make another one. Oh, you saw I'm peeking. I have at least enough to make another one, and I do have like a purple velvet yarn that I might be able to mix with it to make a third. We'll see. But here's my little bat. I think he's so cute. I thought that I had done really well with the safety eyes, and it turns out they're not lined up at all. They're like down a row. It's because with the velvet stitches and the black, in the middle of the night when I was working on his head. I have, like, you can't really tell because I shaped him a little bit with the fluff inside, the fiberfill, but his head is actually a little bit wonkier than it should be to begin with, like the shape of it, because I missed a few stitches somewhere, and then I had to squeeze them all in at the end, and I was just tired and lazy, and I was already like, I'll make another one anyway, and I have no good excuse. But his head was already a little derpy, so before I actually shaped it with the polyfill, I think these they might be the same line, or I was just wrong no, I was wrong. They're not even the same line, but it's okay, because I think he's adorable. And yeah, I'm gonna try to make a few more of him. I love him. He's very soft. He's very cuddly. I will probably keep this one because he is derpy, but I thought I might try to sell a few of them, and hopefully that catches on. I'll explain in another video, but I am trying to do some major fundraising via my crochet. So, so yeah, I'll explain that in a vloggier video than this one. But yeah, there's my little bat. So that's another Halloweenish project that I have been working on. And I love him. I love him a lot. So, yeah, that is my what did I make show and tell-ish kind of thing. If you want to see more, like, you should be able to click on the hashtag in my description and my title. And that should take you to a bunch of videos. Like I said, Neva has got one. She's done nearly every day a video. I can't promise that from me, but I will do what I can, because I do intend to keep working on Halloweenish things. So my birthday is the 27th of this month of August, and I feel very strongly, like, since I was a kid, I'm not just making it up right now, but since I was a kid, I've always felt like once my birthday hits, that's when spooky season starts. Like, for me, it officially, for me, it's all year round, actually, but, like, when I was a kid, I could get away with, like, my grandparents were not necessarily all year round spook people. They weren't against it. They just weren't to my extreme. But I could definitely get away with it. Can we put these decorations up? Can I do this? My grandma saw it as fall enough, because it was almost September, and yeah. So it's always been like, oh, it's my birthday, start spooky season. So that'll be in a couple weeks now, and then yeah, spooky season is officially started, even though it's all year round for me anyway. But yeah, all right, I'm going to let you guys go. I have other videos, plus David's been on vacation this week and he wants to play some Warcraft and all that, so all right, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Go check out Neva, and check out everyone else who's been doing this. I know Ella from No Catchy Name has been doing it. I know multiple people have been doing it. So if you want to get in on it, you guys. And if not, at least, celebrate and watch everybody's videos. So, all right, I love you guys. Bye.